Those are the essentials in setting up a camp. Really, you have to test out your equipment before we get out to wilderness. So the reason I wanted to bring this up is the importance of your surroundings. You've made some changes already that hopefully have been successful up until this week, the 10th week. The objective is also to help yourself with sustainability. So not only does changing the way you think, changing the way you eat, and changing the way you move improve your overall well-being and your healing. The body has its own innate healing power, and when we abuse it, the healing is compromised, and that's when disease sets in. When you get back to that maximized potential for healing, you should be able to live to 100 with very little medications and very little surgical intervention. I think we get fooled into a false sense of security with eating poorly, not exercising, and not taking advantage of relaxation practice. So in planning your surroundings, there's something called feng shui, or feng shui, it's called in some circles. It's the Chinese idea about organizing your surroundings to best help you with success. It's kind of like not fighting nature. Here, if you're going to be setting up tents or camp, it'd be nice to face the sunshine or the sunrise, so that when it's morning, you have the sunrise wake you up at the entry level of your tent. It's also important not to be too close to water, not to be downwind from food, and also be prepared for sudden gusts of snow or rain. When that occurs, it could hamper the way your shelter supports you. Same thing with keeping company with those who aren't on the same page as you. Now, I've been asked several times about what do I do if I've made changes but my spouse or my family doesn't support me. Hopefully you can work that out. Counseling is very important to give you ideas to think outside the box. But in some cases, it's just a matter of separating yourself from those elements that are not going to help you sustain change. If you want to be healthy, maybe a temporary separation from those friends or co-workers that don't support you or hurt you or harm you would be important. You'll eventually find your way when you get healthier, but if you keep on having bad energy or your energies at work and home and sleep interrupted because of someone else's efforts to undermine you, or they're just not thinking on the same lines, until you develop your own sense of sustainability, it might be important to keep your distance. So setting up with friends, setting up with at least friends who support you, setting up with an environment that's supporting, setting up even in the role of how you enter the kitchen, how your food is kept out in the kitchen, the organization of your fridge, the organization of the way you sleep, the way you set up your bedroom, lighting, noise, smells. It's all important. It all plays into keeping you successful at getting back to being bulletproof with healing. So think outside the box in this week, the 10th week, on rearranging things, getting rid of clutter, maybe distancing yourself from those who are either not supporting you or bringing you down, and keep on with developing your successful thinking, eating, and activity. And if you can at least get that environment around you set up, it'll help you launch not only into the 12th week, but also thereafter. The idea is to make a sudden change or a noticeable change in 12 weeks, but also to continue with successful changes after that. So that'll be molded depending on your individual summits. There is a scientist by the name of Esther Sternberg, and she put out a nice text called Healing Spaces, and it was essentially looking at the way people in the hospital after surgery healed up when they were facing the exhaust pipes of the building and when they were facing nature. And usually the ones that were facing nature with a calming effect got out of the hospital about 3 to 4 days earlier than the other ones. So there's something to be said about nature and a calm being supportive of your healing. Your Brain on Nature, another great text that was written by a Harvard doctor and a naturopath, have also pointed out that there's ways to heal up when you surround yourself with other things that heal or help to heal. Whether it's nature or a plant in the office or a view from a window, it's all helpful, so it does make a difference. So take your successes that you've made so far and try to have them exude to your surroundings. And if you spread that to your surroundings, it'll only support you as you continue on with your journey to your own summits.